Hello, everyone. Happy Good Saturday to everyone. Thank you for starting your new weekend with us. Many of you guys, every weekend you're here. I thank you. I know that your continued interest and is really valuable to our community. I'm going to start off. I think Peter kind of let a little bit of the cat out of the bag, but I'll talk a little bit about the upcoming solution to addressing the Ethereum gas problem that we've been facing. It's a success. Sometimes leads to changes. When we first started NRGY in February of this past year, when it first launched, we never anticipated that the cost of transactions would be so high. And one of the reasons we have such low volume on our coin right now, and also lack of staking, is because of the wildly fluctuating and high price of transactions on the Ethereum blockchain. In addition to those problems, there are also problems of people taking advantage of the slow transaction times on Ethereum blockchain. We've done our best to adjust to those environmental issues, to safeguard everybody, and to make sure that when people do transactions, that they don't get caught up into these high costs, and also predatory bots that try to take advantage when people do try to transact on Uniswap. So we've been had the challenge of these things, and the good news is we've put some solutions in already that protect people. Unfortunately, it sometimes takes a long time to get executions done. Sometimes there's failed transactions, and it's because when a bot tries to come in to jump ahead of some of the good people that are trying to get into NRGY, we put protections in there that cause the transaction to say, oh, this is going to move the price too much. We're going to make sure this transaction doesn't go through. The way that, and so I don't want to get into a whole lot of technical detail about the way it works. I'm just going to let you know that there are inherent structural problems with Ethereum. And so to address that, we're going to move our entire back end and everything over to Polygon in the coming weeks. The great news for all of you is you don't have to do anything. The entire process will move completely over to Polygon without you having to do a single thing. So that's great news. You'll be able to use the same wallet. All your funds will be moved. Everything that's in the staking contract will come over. And from then on, the beautiful part about it, instead of costing hundreds of dollars sometimes, and sometimes thousands of dollars to do transactions, it will cost pennies to cents, to 10 cents, to 20 cents. So it's going to resolve a lot of the friction and cost that's held us back, quite frankly, from really getting a lot more volume into our coin, getting a lot more. So we're kind of in a really interesting time. We're in a time when we're making a transition. We're in a time when a new, exciting, killer application for us is about to be launched. And we're at a time when a lot of people that have short-term horizons have exited, and people with long-term focus, and those are the long-term investors are the ones that get the highest returns and get the biggest gains. Those are the type of investors that when they lock into something they believe in, they hold it. It's early Bitcoin investors. We have a few people on this call that were early Bitcoin investors that have got in 2013 and are holding. They've held long-term Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has seen 90% declines as well. Those type of declines can test your faith. The nice part about our system is we get continuous rewards each week. We can see the growth in terms of that. And when Peter came out and said, well, we'll have 4.3 million circulation, we only have 160,000 coins in circulation. We have a very small supply. The odds of us getting, that's at 1/3 of the way through this process. So the odds of us getting to 4.3 million are not, almost are improbable. So we'll never get that. That was the original maximum. Every time someone exits the market making staking pool, they burn coins. And so you can see we have a very small supply, which is going to be super exciting because I'm explaining to you how that's going to play in all of our favor coming up here with our new launch of new projects. And you're going to see how valuable the asset that either you own or contemplating owning is. And so I'm going to just move on to say that we will be as soon as StarStake is launched, and as soon as this new product is out, probably within about a week after that to 10 days after that, we will be transforming. Now, people will still be able to use it. The front end interface will not change. People will still be able to use Ethereum, both on the in and the out. Thank goodness we have bridge technology we developed over the last 6 months. Allows people to use common, easy to purchase coins that are available in all jurisdictions. So we're still going to have that type of integration. Is going to still be there, but on the back end, people are going to be able to transact very, very cheaply. And to create an economy, you've got to have low transaction costs. And so I would encourage all you guys to stay tuned. And having an economy that combines speed, low transaction costs, and is free of these predatory bots is going to be of great advantage to us. So we've been working hard to meet these challenges, and I'm just going to move on now to this presentation. Some of you have seen this presentation before. I'm just going to reiterate a few things on it, and we're going to go through it really succinctly, and then we're going to move on and answer questions, because I want this to be more than just a presentation. I want to hear from you guys. Sometimes the best things to talk about are the things that are on your mind, and then we'll go ahead from there. Okay? All right, so I'm going to share my screen. First, let me just give you a little update on StarStake. It's come along very, very nicely. Next week we should have a lot of the remaining pieces that we have all the designs done. The back end is done. Really, we have a team of people working all weekend, working on building out the front end to StarStake. And as soon as that's complete, we will be showing it to you guys. It combines we have three important innovations in the cryptocurrency industry that we are bringing forward. First is what you guys are more familiar with, which is the NRGY DeFi financial system. What is the advantage of the NRGY DeFi financial system? It provides a fair financial system for payments. People need to have a fair financial system for payments. They don't need one where there's a lack of liquidity. They need one where it's fairly priced, and they need a system that has high growth, and the NRGY financial system combines all three of those elements together. The second crucial piece to our strategy is our apps, our dApps. We have Genie Signal dApp, which is up and growing. We have many, many people, though we are not currently charging for Genie Signal. We've had a great number of people who are using it. And though the stock market is up and down, they're seeing above market returns on Genie Signal. So it's pretty exciting. That's working very, very well. And that's a dApp that we've already have up and operating. The second dApp and the big focus is when we decided to create NRGY DeFi financial system, the idea was pretty simple. We create a financial system, and from there, we would create an economy of dApps. And those dApps would provide royalty and revenues that would be shared by the community. Instead of it going to a central company like Google, right, or Apple, who have their apps in their stores, instead these different dApps would filter and would provide revenue to be enjoyed and shared, royalty revenues by the entire community rather than a centralized company. And so toward that goal, we have a game app being developed by right now that's going to be really exciting. We have other apps, dApps that are being developed. And so, but we decided to double down on one of the most important dApps, and that is StarStake. When we first announced StarStake a few months ago, our entire focus was on the music industry. And we came out with a pretty, simple, clunky version of it, which we showed all of you guys about 2 or 3 months ago. But when we began to really look into this, we realized that this could be the big application that provides a foundation and an infrastructure for many, many, many different businesses, a disruptive type of application that had huge impact on our economy. And so we started to realize that we needed to really focus on this opportunity, and we needed to solve one of the most important parts, which is the friction point of how do you transact in cryptocurrency. Currently today, it's foreign to most people. People haven't been as concerned about it because, quite frankly, the store of value returns on cryptocurrency have been incredible. People are just making money storing it, and that's great, but ultimately utility and use is the future of cryptocurrency, and it can only go so far, right, based upon storing and hedging against a declining value of our mismanaged financial system in the US dollar, correct? So what we decided to do is, when we started looking at StartStake, we were looking at some of the problems that included, how do people buy easily? How are they going to become familiar? And so we developed an incredible concept called NFTBucks, which I'm going to share with you a little bit more in detail. And then going to iNFT's, a new type of smart NFT, an NFT that isn't just about monetizing a specific asset, but literally opens up a whole new economy. And I'm going to explain to you guys real briefly how that works also. All right. So going on to our presentation, I'm going to just say that Peter mentioned what an NFT is. For many of you guys who don't know what an NFT is and why it's so exciting and why people are so abuzz with it, it's a pretty simple concept when you boil it down to its essence, and that is, it's for the first time content on the internet is monetizable. You can monetize the value of any content on the internet by assigning it to a blockchain token, and that's what the buzz is all about. What it means is every piece of content that you see can have a value and can be traded. And so that's just starting right now. And there's, for example, OpenSea and some of these other platforms have gone from practically no revenue to $2 billion this year in sales. So it just goes to show you how big of an industry is erupting here. And we realized that many, many months ago. And for our community and our community members came up with the idea to say, look, NFT is going to transform. It's the next big development in the internet economy, and we want to play a role and have a piece of that opportunity. And so as a community, all of us have a piece of that opportunity through StarStake. And so I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick presentation. I'm going to show you something I've done. I think you guys have seen this before, but it'll kind of give you a big overview. We'll talk about real quick how it affects the price of energy, how it affects the price of NRGY. First of all, iNFT royalty smart contracts. It's an iNFT, which is our patent pending technology, is the difference between a phone and a smartphone, an NFT and a smart NFT. A smart NFT offers technology that goes beyond just taking a picture, assigning it to a token, and putting it up on the platform. What it does, it allows people to provide new ways of monetizing the value of their assets, their intellectual property, and themselves, and what the value of access to them truly is. The second thing we have and have developed is NFTBucks, a visual cryptocurrency form of money that is price stabilized. Yes.
Alan, are you showing a presentation? Because we're still on the StarStake Bucks.
Okay, let me just reshare that. Thanks for letting me know. We just got back to here. Okay, you weren't. All right, so
there we go.
Second is NFTBucks visual money. You can see that in our NFTBucks. It changes the way people are going to use. Right now, let's talk. And then the final thing is obviously the NRGY DeFi payment system. I'll go real quick through how that is impacted and how that value of all this development is monetized right through our NRGY DeFi tokens, both NRGY and NRGYGO. So right now, people are transacting this way, using this type of an interface. And quite frankly, unlike all of you, many of you have become more familiar with this. To most people, this type of interface is really foreign to them. It does not endure trust, and it basically is something that people just are not really familiar with. So we're going to change that by offering what makes typical fiat currency really, really acceptable. And part of it is the beautiful artwork, the design, that part that appeals to us on a different level than just numbers. If our money just had a 1 on it or 100 on it, people would not give it as much credence as a beautifully designed system. And obviously the purpose of it is to make it more difficult to counterfeit, but at the same time, it provides, there's all kinds of mysterious artwork on currencies, all kinds of beautiful images, and trusted figures that build trust, right? You know, why we have trust in this is a whole different area of discussion that we can have one day, but that is traditionally a big part of currency, right? So NFTBucks serves as a usable NFT-based cryptocurrency. What is an NFT-based cryptocurrency? It's a cryptocurrency that each buck is a unique item in the world, just like the dollars or $100 bill or $50 bill or $20 bill in your pocket. It offers unique designs for people to both transact with and collect. They're offered in series, and it will be open to top people and stars who are going to print these bucks. They're going to put their likeness and image, and their fans and their organizations and their business people that want to transact with them are going to buy these NFTBucks. And when you purchase an NFTBucks, it's like our in-game token. If many of you are familiar with video games, you often have to buy tokens to purchase to play certain video games. Well, these NFTBucks are the only way you're going to purchase iNFT and stake and be able to purchase and participate in StarStake. And we will eventually expand that to Shopify and e-commerce and all kinds of other applications quickly. But to start with, when we open, NFTBucks are going to be the bucks you use to buy iNFTs. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what those are. But they're going to be collectible in themselves. Once you buy these, you'll buy them with Ethereum. You'll be able to redeem those at any time for US dollar coin, the same way you can unstake your energy token today and get US dollar coin today. And so if you have a $10 one, you'll get $10. If you have a 20, you'll get $20. Now, when you redeem those, or essentially unstake, right, it burns that particular NFTBucks. So if there's a series of 10,000 of them or 1,000 of them, and they're eventually cashed in to buy iNFTs and other things, it will become more rare, more collectible. And the very first ones of these, I think, are going to become collector's items for sure. The same way people collect numismatics and currency today, they will collect these NFTBucks the same way, especially when they're leading, exciting stars of today and tomorrow will mint their own, and they'll be able to put their image up there, and their fans can buy these. Now that's really, really cool. But let me explain to you how it affects NRGYGO. These NFTBucks use NRGYGO and US dollar coin to stabilize their value. So the more these bucks that are purchased, the more demand for NRGYGO, and the higher the price of NRGYGO will likely go if this product proves to be successful, and if people decide to use this in commerce and use it on our iNFT platform. Okay? I'm going to move on and go past NFTBucks, which, by the way, everyone who sees this in the industry, their eyes pop out of their head, literally pop out of their head. No one has ever seen anything like this. It is truly a true innovation, and it's going to change the way people are going to get more comfortable using cryptocurrency. And we've developed a whole interface for people to use this, okay, to make it easy for them to use it. I think I've shown you some of that stuff in the past. It's going to be really great, and this is going to make it easy for people to stake in iNFT. So that's how NRGY fits into this. I hope that's clear. The next part, and this goes into more NFTBucks. I'm going to kind of skip through this. I'm going to go right to iNFTs, what they are and why they're transformational. I think what I'm going to do, obviously, all the different industries, digital education, podcasts, videos, and inventions. These are for products as well. You can basically take your IP, you can tokenize it, and you can tokenize many of the stuff with NFTs today. But when you can do it with a smart NFT and iNFT, there's additional services that just don't exist. I'm going to show you a little bit about what that is and what that means for the economy. And then, so what we're doing also is we're solving one of the biggest problems people have with NFTs. Once you buy an NFT, you got to sell it. So you can put it up on one of these 1990s style auction places and hope that someone buys it for more than what you paid for it, right? But once someone sells it to you, now you have their problem, which is you got to sell it to someone else at a higher price. And all of us know about these less than zero-sum game opportunities. They're all over the cryptocurrency industry. As a matter of fact, it proliferates. Everything we've done from the inception of NRGY from February up until now, and the idea that we're incorporating royalties and sharing and business and an economy that we're building into our ecosystem, everything is designed for one goal and one goal only, which is to create greater than a zero-sum opportunity. When you have royalties coming in from independent apps and royalties on intellectual property, and those are real-world income-producing, growth-generating opportunities. Once that feeds into our financial system, what does that provide for us? It provides for us the opportunity for greater than a zero-sum, and that doesn't exist in too many places today in the cryptocurrency industry. And that's why the things that we're working on are not only important, but transformational to the future of our economy. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch over now without and the way this works is pretty simple. If you're a music artist or you're somebody, I'm going to try to switch over here. I'm going to stop my share here for a second. I'm going to switch over to, I think, hang on one moment. I'm going to try to find where this is. Fortunately, I don't see it. Hold on a moment. So what I'm going to share with you guys is what I was going to show you is the fact that I'm just going to have to describe it to you rather than show you. But that's okay, because I think by next week, early part of next week, we're going to have a functional thing that I can show you in detail, and you can see all the different aspects. But effectively, what makes an iNFT? What are the services of an iNFT? Well, one of the most important services of an iNFT is not only to take a piece of art or a piece of intellectual property, but it allows anyone, it creates a network effect, right? You can now come in and our iNFT algorithm creates individual contracts with each person that wants to buy that iNFT. And it can assign a value to that contract real time, and it adjusts it real time, depending on how many other people get contracts on that iNFT. And each individual contract is unique. The person that buys into that, their funds are segregated. They're kept separate from everyone else. Every NFT buck, the funds are separated. So there is no pool of money there. It's all your money. You have access to it anytime you want. all the time. And so you're always in control of your funds. And so it provides someone that's looking to get into the NFT space with unique tools. A tool, for example, I can bring out an iNFT of myself, of my likeness and image, and I can then say, okay, you can stake in Alan's iNFT, and you can go ahead and when someone purchases it, I'm going to say, well, I'm going to take 50% of what I bring in on my NFT sales, and I'm going to pay it back to my followers or my fans. And so this is how you can incentivize a network of people to promote, to be part of your network. And that incentivized network doesn't exist today in NFTs. And the cool part, every time someone new comes in, it creates more opportunities for follower fan rewards. And that basically is a huge, important feature of a smart NFT. Now, I don't have to worry about marketing my NFT. The network of people do that for us. They also bring new licensing, endorsement, opportunities to me. I have not just myself, but I have a network of 100, 1,000, 10,000, and if it's a big star, millions, potentially millions of people coming forward and saying, hey, will you endorse this product? Will you appear at this place? Will you go to this event? So that network effect creates what? Licensing, royalty revenue, that each person has an individual contract with that artist, with that expert, with that sports star, with that person, right? They now can participate in those royalties. It's an exciting new thing. It has not been done before. I want to preface all of you by saying this is an entirely new concept. It has tremendous upside. It also has never been done before. So there is risk. There certainly is risk in this. However, the rewards, if this proves to be as successful as most of the people, and people both in the crypto industry, people in our community, have looked at this in detail and have come to the overwhelming conclusion that this is going to be a transformational business for all of us, right? So what we're going to do now as we move forward is we're going to move forward, and I want to mention a couple other big impact in our economy today. Today, access to you is you give it away for free. You give it to every social media platform that you subscribe to. You give it to LinkedIn. You give it away to Facebook. You give it away to these huge companies that are making billions of dollars a year, these centralized large companies. They're making billions of dollars a year. And you give it away for how much? For free. They give you some simple services, and you now sell your access to you for nothing. And they profit off of it. StarStake has the potential to change that entire financial outcome. It has the potential to now anybody, not just a top music star, but anyone has a value in society of their reputation, the people that follow them, the impact of their endorsement, and the impact of access to them. Some people will pay, for example, Peter talked about Gary Vee. People will pay $75,000 to have lunch with Gary Vee. People will pay hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to have lunch with Warren Buffett. Having access to stars and people in this world, from your everyday person to your top star, has a value, and people will be able to monetize that value on StarStake. They will be able to monetize it through access. So when you join StarStake, you'll be able to offer access to you. It could be, for your average person, it could be something like a review. I'll review your product or service if you stake a minimum of $10 in my iNFT, right? It could be, now that sounds like there's gonna be a huge demand for that basic service, as the FTC just came out this week and said they're gonna fine businesses $42,000 for every fake review that they have on their website. Okay, so reviews from average people are going to become very valuable, and the world is going to be looking for platforms like StarStake where they can monetize the value of their endorsement. And endorsement values go from the smallest people to the biggest people, right? And those endorsement values will be able to be monetized on StarStake, and people can then choose these different values to put their resources in. So it's super huge, it's super exciting. Access to you, access to you. In the future, people will demand to be paid and will insist, and it will be just become customary to be paid for access to them. It has a value, and that value will be, and from the highest star, the most popular person, to your average hardworking person somewhere in the world will be able to monetize that value on StarStake. So you can see when I said we decided to focus and double down on StarStake, you can see why. So to build all these features, to build price stabilized NFTBucks, to build the DeFi payment system that will pay all these payments out to everyone, including the royalty payments, everything involved, you can imagine, is a massive, massive undertaking. It's just been amazing that, unfortunately, we've been at it for over a year now. Not specifically on this product, but we were taking everything that we've done and everything that I've done in the last couple of years, and we're formulating it all together, putting out a product that's just going to be absolutely incredible. And we're very fortunate. We got top marketers, top branders, a great network of people like yourself. They're going to be involved. And so we're on our way now to being able to create just a huge application for all of us that's going to change our lives, it's going to change other people's lives. And that is, and it's here. We're very, very close to be able to bring that out to the market. Now, I'm going to explain to you, well, I'm going to be done here in about 5 minutes. I'm just going to go one step further, and I'm going to tell you, how does this affect the price of energy? Many of you are thinking, well, great, I own energy. Well, how does this help me, and how does it affect the price? First of all, when people stake with NFTBucks in our iNFT smart NFT platform, they will be using NFTBucks. Those will be swapped for the underlying value for energy. And that's going to create, you can just imagine, I'm not going to name drop any names, but I'm going to tell you that we have the opportunity to get contracts with some of the leading sports personalities, some of the leading people in the music industry all over the world have expressed interest and want to talk and get contracts to be one of the very first people on this platform. That's how incredible this is. And these are people that are deep into this industry, and they have yet to see anything that approaches the value proposition that we're offering. So when those things happen, imagine a big star comes in and their fans buy initially buy a couple $1 million worth of NFTBucks, right? And then go ahead and they stake that in energy. What's the price of energy going to do? It's likely, if that hypothetical scenario occurs, and like I said, that is hypothetical, the price of energy will go higher than it's ever gone before. And that's just one successful star using our platform. Imagine if not hundreds, if not thousands of highly successful people with big influence use this platform. What happens if 10,000 people of influence use this platform, or 100,000 or millions? Look at OpenSea generating $2 billion in revenue. Imagine the valuation of what energy could be in the future. And so we have probably, I know it doesn't look like it today. You look at our coin and some of the other coins are ratcheting up and you see it, but because we're creating an economy, it's going to take us a little bit longer than, say, just popping out a coin, spending all our money on PR and promotion. It's going to take us just a little bit longer, but we've done that, and that gap here has already been covered. So, like I said, our prospects are very good. There are risks. I want to preface my statements by saying these are all hypothetical, possible outcomes. I don't know for sure what those outcomes will be. None of us know. There is high risk in cryptocurrency. All of us know that. However, There's also no bigger financial, transformational, and beneficial rewards to not only ourselves, but the whole world if we're successful in executing on this vision.